America. If you've been paying attention to the news, you've probably noticed that the script just doesn't match reality anymore. There is such a disconnect with what's being reported and what is actually happening on the ground. And it's becoming more and more unmistakable every single day. I mean, we have the classic, the Tea Parties. You want to talk about fearmongers? Woo! Look at that. Dangerous racists. They're all that guy. Yeah, come on. Out of all the millions of people that have been demonstrating, has there been a single incident? Anything? Yet the media is still reporting on another group of peace activists. Right there. Right there. Not the guy being thrown over. No. He's the evil guy. These guys with the clubs and throwing that guy over, being, and hitting that guy with the metal rods. Yeah, they're the good guys. The media is reporting this story as if Israel has done something horribly wrong. Last night I showed you how our own administration has now backed the UN condemnation of the violent acts committed during this incident. You got to help me out, America. It's time that we start just saying what we mean and understanding that our actions and our words or our silence mean something. I'm sorry, aren't we the group of people that said we would never forget? Not only are we not remembering, gosh, we're standing by, and some of us are just helping it happen all over again. I've seen the videotape. Now, if the videotape wasn't here, I don't know. We wouldn't have anything but our gut to tell us, and that wouldn't be enough to go on. But I'd like to ask you a question. Would we have acted any differently? I don't want you to talk about Israel or anything else. I want you to think about you. Make it about right and wrong. Let me give you a hypothetical situation. Let's say that it is September 11th. September 11th. Here are the World Trade Center. Here's this island that we happen to be standing on. World Trade Centers are about here. Okay? That's where they were. They're the World Trade Centers. Now, let's just say it's 3 days after. Do you remember what it was like 3 days after 9/11? We had a terror attack on our soil. We had people coming from all over the country. I was down right at the World Trade Center. I will never get the smell of the smoke out of my memory. It was the most horrific thing I had ever witnessed. I saw people from all over the country. They had driven to help. There was a guy from Louisiana. He had driven this big, like, shrimp pot thing up. There was somebody from Houston, I think, that had driven a giant truck for barbecue. People were coming in from everywhere just to feed the guys. Now, let me ask you this. Here it is after 9/11. This is going on. And after 9/11, we have, let's just say, the Saudis. And the Saudis say, hey, we want to help. And we've got a big boat over here in the Atlantic Ocean, and it's steaming over to you right now. And it's got wheelchairs and everything else. Saudis may be perfectly good friends. Do you think we allow them to sail over here and dock here? Do we? We might offer and say, you know what, guys, we're a little spooked by you right now. You can dock maybe over here, and we'll board and we'll see what you have. If you've got stuff that's really good and there's nobody on board that's spooky, then you can come around and you can dock here. But you're not going to dock on the island. Thank you very much. Now, what would happen if this boat, Saudi Arabia, and they're all good guys on board with wheelchairs and strangely gas masks, if they were all coming over here and they said, you know what, United States, we're going to go and help. You can't stop us, we're going to help. Do you think when the Saudi Arabian boat got here and it's steaming towards us, do you think that you would be crying out, stop the boat? Do you think maybe we would have our Navy SEALs fly a helicopter over and take the ship? You darn right we would. We would be insane not to. Didn't we almost kind of do that? Do you remember what happened right after 9/11 with Rudy Giuliani Do you remember? Saudi Arabia came and said, we want to help. This guy came over and said, I want to give you a $10 million check. Rudy Giuliani said, you see that over there? I don't think we want your help. You already sent us help. And you flew that help into the trade centers. The same prince later blamed the U.S. policy for the attacks. Giuliani said, take your check. We don't want your money. There is no way, America, that if it was us, that we would allow that to happen. Why do we hold people to a different standard? This is what Israel did. Why do we view it differently? Doesn't a country have a right to protect themselves? Yeah, but they attacked a ship in a full-scale assault. Did they? Did they? Gosh, it's unfortunate that the videotape is there. That's the second part of this whole equation. I want to show you two pictures, and I want to play a little game with you. I just want you to identify the bad guy. Here comes the first video. You tell me, you identify the bad guy. I'll give you a hint. There's a big yellow circle around him. You see him? Uh-oh, he's a troublemaker. Here come the police on the horses, and they're going to take him down. And you see the bad guy fall. Oh, boy, maybe, okay, now, wait, okay, all righty. Oh, okay, boys, okay. Can you still identify the bad guy? To me, you might have said that was the bad guy when he's standing there. You don't know what he's doing. At this point, let him fall. At this point, he's down. Now these guys become the bad guys, don't they? When you have a guy down on the ground, you can stop beating him with clubs. Okay. What did the press say? Identify the bad guy. Guy on the ground getting pummeled, or is it the group that is surrounding him delivering a beat down? Okay? To me, before I get to the press, let me go to the next one, because the other one gets a little tricky. First glance, it looks pretty similar. Oh, they're the guys with the pipes. Oh, I remember them from the last one. Those are the bad guys. No, no. See, the lone individual on the deck that is now on the floor in a defenseless position is getting pummeled, and that guy's the bad guy. You see, I know it looks like the other one, but what you forget is the guy who's in the defenseless position, he's a Jew. So it was a trick question, because if there's a Jew, he's the bad guy. What are you talking about? There is no difference between these photos. But there sure seems to be a difference on how they're reported. Let me go back to the reporters. How is this one? We know how this is being reported. These are just fun-loving people out on a cruise with wheelchairs. They're just peace activists. This guy, he's a poor victim, because these guys are the bad ones. Let me show you how the press reported this one. First one from ABC on this one. University of Maryland student brutally beaten by police after basketball game. Next one. Skipping down the street after basketball win over Duke, student John McKenna attacked by police. I love that. Skipping down the street. He wasn't skipping down the street. Next one. Brutal police beating at University of Maryland sparks outrage. At who? Of course, this guy, right? I'm just trying to be consistent. That's all I'm trying to do. Is the outrage at him? No. No. Why? I'm trying to find the consistency here, America. Okay, step number one. Would you have the Navy SEALs, if a fun-loving cruise ship, you know, that they had gopher on board and everything else, and it comes in from Saudi Arabia, would you let them dock here? The answer is no. Okay? If they said we're coming anyway, would we grapple down and send our Navy SEALs in? Yes. Do you think that a person is a victim or an aggressor when they're on the ground like this? Are they the aggressor or are they the victim? How about, are they the aggressor or the victim when they're thrown over the deck? Are they the aggressor?